Hello, a warm welcome back to all of you after the Easter holidays. This is a short assembly for all students from Year 7 up to Year 13, and you're going to be watching with your form tutors during tutor period in this, the first week of our fabulous summer term. Please make sure you're suitably engaged and tuned in to the messages that follow. Now I say messages, but actually there's just one message really, and it's quite a simple one, and that is the future is not cancelled. The future, in fact, is very much happening. The global pandemic has caused significant suffering and disruption, and I would never diminish any of that. All of you have, in some form, experienced hardship as a result of COVID. You will have faced disappointment that things you were looking forward to have, through no fault of your own, been cancelled. This is not a local problem, it's a global problem. All sections of society have been affected by it, not just teenagers like yourselves. Weddings have had to be cancelled or postponed, or to happen with far fewer guests, and some KA staff have been affected by that, and I'm sure some of you will have people in your own families who've been affected. Fathers have not been able to attend, in some cases, the birth of their children. Can you imagine that? University students have not been able to attend graduation ceremonies. Major life events, holidays, birthday parties, social occasions have been cancelled. International competitions like the Olympics and the European Championships last year have had to be postponed. So of course, in this context, people everywhere have had to learn to deal with disappointment. And KA students are no different. In fact, in some ways, you've been better supported than students in other schools, and certainly in schools internationally. But, and this is a very important but, slowly, carefully, this experience that we've become used to of cancellation and disappointment is coming to a close. And what I want to get across, for those of you listening to this, your futures are very much not cancelled, or delayed, or postponed, or adversely affected in any way. Your futures are bright and they are happening right now. So let's talk specifics. You might say, that rhetoric sounds great, Mr. Benson, but give me some concrete examples of what this means for me. Well, for Year 7, it means continuing to learn in the wonderful environment at KA2, and you can see here Miss Nix with her form, or Miss Pachinsa talking to students in the playground. It also means, starting this week, that enrichment is back, as an example here. Now you must make sure, whether in Year 7 or any year group, that your enrichment timetable for the summer term is written into your planner so you know where and when you need to be. If it takes you a few weeks to get used to one of these enrichments, so be it. If it's difficult at first, persist. Riding that BMX, frankly, does not look easy to me. But if you can master it, then you will be a more confident person, generally speaking. And for goodness sake, if you are doing that, please be careful. And after half term, we hope, assuming you will continue to be sensible and cooperative with our COVID restrictions, socially distancing from each other, wearing masks at all times, testing regularly at home, washing your hands, staying in your seating plans, not mixing with other people unnecessarily, spending time outside. If you can do all of those things, then we hope that we'll be able to bring Year 7 and 8 back to KA1 for what's called Summer 2, which is the final half term after the May half term, the last 6 weeks of the academic year. Now I'm going to be writing to all parents about this week to outline our plans, and as we move through the weeks, subject to how you are behaving and how things are going, we will talk to you in more detail about how that will work. Let me give you another example. What does the future look like for Year 9? Well, it means talking to your teachers about your subject choices, perhaps re-watching these brilliant presentations about GCSE, art and textiles and computer science and all the other options on KA Online, or rereading the helpful options booklet. Both of those can be found on the careers pages of KA Online, and actually there's lots of great content there. And I'm very grateful to Miss Haddad, our brilliant careers coordinator, for putting that pages of KA Online together. Your future means filling in this options form carefully and by the deadline. And in the immediate future, all Year 9 will have the opportunity to, with their parents, meet their teachers to discuss how things are going. And we expect every single Year 9 with their parents to attend that. It's not long now, it's next Tuesday, and it's all online via Schools Cloud. Make sure you get signed up. One thing to highlight here to Year 9, because this is a big term for you, and which is why I'm spending time talking about you specifically, is that This future is best supported by you studying hard and applying yourself in every single subject, including the subjects that you think you will be dropping at the end of this year. In fact, I would say especially so, because if this is your last term studying something, make it the best one. And remember, subjects do change, and you might pick different subjects or have to pick different subjects in the future. And also, success in one subject supports success in all subjects. So think about the signals that you're sending to your teachers if you start to give up in a subject because you think you're dropping it. Don't do that. Keep going with everything right into the end. What about the wonderful Year 11 or Year 13 students in our school? And I have to say, I'm extremely impressed by how students in those year groups have adapted to the new arrangements for awarding grades this year. Well, your future looks like a very intense period now of revision and of testing. You need to all work extremely hard, but don't go too far. Don't become over anxious, because that is counterproductive. Map out your revision, which topics you're going to revise when, and put into that plan breaks, exercise, time for you to relax and do things that you enjoy. Make sure you go to every single lesson and intervention that we offer, and also the master classes, which we will begin to run immediately before the big assessments. Really understand now that getting your heads down and preparing as best you can for each different aspect of these upcoming assessments is an investment in your future. We all want to have a lie-in from time to time. We all want to stop work early. We would all like to close the textbook or put away the revision cards or watch Netflix or check what's happening on social media. But successful people, and remember, success looks different for different individuals, so for some it will be a grade 4 or a grade C, and for some it will be a grade 9 or a grade A. But successful people can postpone the immediate gratification of the treats that I've mentioned, checking your phone, lying in bed, and so on. They can postpone that present pleasure for future advantage. And the results, and you can see examples of KA students opening results there, that you will get this summer will be with you for the rest of your life. And then, Year 11 and Year 13, you have a long holiday stretching out in front of you, and we will offer some progression sessions after half term to support you with the work you'll do at sixth form or college or at university or in apprenticeships. But generally speaking, once these assessments are over, the pressure will be off and you'll be able to enjoy a brilliant, relaxing summer. We have an incredible Year 11 prom lined up, for example, that Miss Vines and Mr. Abu Baker will be talking to you about, and we have a similar celebration for Year 13 that Miss Boyle and Mr. Whitlock are putting together as well. And I will say this, there is nothing like the summer after your GCSE or A-levels exams. Ask your teachers. It's one of the best times of your life, but only if you work hard now, so you can say hand on heart that you tried your best in April, May and June, and then you can relax in July and August. Look, I could go on. I could talk about the future in Year 8 or of Year 10 or of Year 12. But, you know, a lot of what I've said actually applies generally to students in all years. But there's something else I want to highlight in this last slide, and that is, it's not just what's happening in the classroom, it's all of the opportunities beyond the classroom that are part of this summer term future. Let me take you through some. The Duke of Edinburgh, there's a large number of you listening to this are signed up to the Duke of Edinburgh, and you'll be completing bronze or silver or gold award projects over the coming months. And it's such a fantastic program. You've seen nationally, following Prince Philip's death, there are hundreds and hundreds of people coming onto the media and talking about how this changed their life. If you are someone who's considered Duke of Edinburgh but hasn't signed up before, you need to talk to Miss O'Regan and Miss Speakman in the near future and see when the next opportunity for you to get on would be. We're taking a number of Year 12s to Oxford University in July, which is an exciting project for to do some support with intensive coaching with you around possible Oxbridge applications next year. Look out for more information from Mr. Whitlock about that. We've got enrichment I've always mentioned, the prom I've already mentioned, the Leavers barbecue in Year 13, and then you know, sports day, there's a couple of images and all the other house competitions that will be taking place. It really is a rich term. The house points there, there's nothing new there, the same that we shared with you at the end of last half term, and you can see that it genuinely is tight, and you can see that if we look at the previous winners, Angelou are well placed to become only the third house to have won that cup twice, but there's all still to play for. So I'll leave you with this thought. Whilst I'm optimistic about this term, I'm also cautious because in order to deliver this future, we really do need your continued cooperation with the COVID secure guidelines. So let's whistle through them really well. Always wear masks indoors. If you don't, you will get a detention. If you do get a detention, accept it, move on, and don't make that mistake again. Always stick to your seating plan. Spend time outdoors. It's much harder for the virus to transmit outdoors. Don't hang around in the building at break or lunch unless there's a really good reason to. Like you're working in the library, for example. Walk or cycle to school as opposed to travelling by car or by bus. Make sure you do your 2 tests at home each week and your family as well. Never make physical contact with other students. That's about the fact that this is a professional, formal environment where we respect each other's space, but it's also about COVID safety. And again, students will receive detentions if they make physical contact. And just generally speaking, follow instructions first time. Don't make our staff repeat themselves. It's wasting time that could be spent on your education. Be kind to people around you. Citizenship is a core value at KA for a reason, and it's because we all benefit from that. And like the pledge says, be the best you can be every lesson, every day. Be the best version of yourself and make the right choices, never lazy choices or easy choices just because that's what's convenient. All right, fantastic. I really hope that you have a brilliant start to this term. It's great to have everyone back in the building with us. Work hard, and I'll see you around school. Thanks very much.